Welcome to the new student convocation, Georgetown University, the class of 2021. Your children are joining our family today, and that means you're joining our family today also. I would ask you now to rise and remain standing for the academic procession.
In a spirit of reverence, I invite you to bow your heads as we come together in prayer. Gracious God, who lives and loves through each one, meet us here today. We come to you in gratitude, thankful and hopeful for the stories in this room. In this new season, we ask that you weave us into a community showing forth your power and tenderness. Bless us and our differences and embolden us in courage to stand together to serve our community and one another. We call on you today to gather us in your love. Lead us to better know you and glorify you on each step of this journey, and may the work to which you have called us lay the foundation for healing and wholeness, compassion and encouragement, strength and comfort. In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, let us now keep silence as we breathe in the love of God.
President DeGioia, members of the faculty, alumni, new students of Georgetown, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Georgetown's 2017 New Student Convocation. Students, we are here today to welcome you to your new home. And in welcoming you as our students, we also welcome your families into our family. Together, you've chosen a university anchored in a nearly 500-year Jesuit tradition of excellence, and here on the hilltop in a 228-year tradition of service to the nation and to the world. Archbishop John Carroll took legal possession of land on this hilltop in 1789, and we mark that as our founding date. In 1815, with enrollments passing the 100 mark, the college's president, Father John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked our first student, William Gaston, who was by then a congressman from North Carolina, to petition for a federal charter, a document that still today sanctions the academic business we do. And so it is our venerable custom to begin academic ceremonies with a reading of that charter, and to discharge that office, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Edward M. Quinn, Secretary of the University.
An act concerning the College of Georgetown in the District of Columbia. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the President and the Directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges and universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Shivas, Speaker of the House of Representatives. John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn. There are moments in our lives that become forever part of our memory. There are emotions in this room that we hope will seal those memories of today's events. To my left are alumni robed to denote their lifelong membership in our intellectual family. Some come every year to re-experience this moment. Some are parents of Georgetown students. And behind me sit robed faculty present here to testify to their commitment to guide the formation of new students. And on the sides, there are families and friends here to witness a transition, a passage for their loved one into the Georgetown community. And so I want to begin today saying a few things to you, the families. Over the last few days, some of you have gone over in your mind the life of your child. It seems like yesterday that they came into your life. You can remember their first day of kindergarten. Some of you can't believe how quickly the years have passed. And there's also a worry about the unknowns that your child has yet to face. And you also think about what it will be like not to have this kid in your house. So these are the emotions that make this moment memorable. So to you, the families, this event is our way of communicating to you that we take seriously the responsibilities you're giving us to educate the minds and spirits of your children, to allow them to find areas of learning that will give them both joy and success in later life, to experience the intense excitement of original discovery, to tackle explicitly the deep ethical and religious questions that each of us must resolve for ourselves. And finally, to help each of them discern how they can help to make this a better world. So we want you to know, the families, that we take this responsibility very, very seriously. And finally, and this is just for the parents and the family members, so the students shouldn't listen to this. Your children are amazing. We are very pleased with their academic preparation and accomplishments. You should be justifiably proud. At the same time, you must know they're entering another league. For some, maybe for the first time in their lives, they won't be the smartest kid in class. And we can tell you, this can be very shocking. But we and you have to help them through this transition. Many will hit this point in the next 4 months. But they will succeed when they discover something that we as faculty don't always like to admit. They can learn more from their peers than from us at times. They will hopefully learn that groups can be smarter than individuals. Each of us is better when surrounded by people with talents complementary to ours. Now let me turn to the students seated in front of me. Many of you have absolutely no idea about what is happening to you right now. You've met a slew of new students. You have roommates, some of you for the first time. After meeting some of your peers who seem so smart and so sophisticated, you're wondering whether the admissions committee made a mistake. How did I get into this place? When will they catch the error? So let me note something very clearly. You would not be here if we didn't think you can succeed at Georgetown. However, I have to tell you, if you've come here just for a diploma, you're making a big mistake. I'm told you can buy a diploma and the transcript of your choice at phonydiploma.com for only $350. You see, we think you're coming here for an education. Don't think of college as like using Amazon one-click purchases. You pay your tuition and we send you a diploma. A better metaphor of what you'll experience is a fitness center, where you're given access to all sorts of resources, but it's your responsibility to use them. What you get from Georgetown will depend on how you take advantage of its resources. Your character will be formed, your knowledge will expand, your life values will be shaped only if you take charge of your own time here. And I urge you to leap at that chance. So what's this event for you? You are joining an intellectual community that will demand the best of you, more than you ever thought you had in you. And we call this the Magus. But while it will test every fiber in your character, it cares deeply about you as a whole person, and we call this cura personalis. By donning your robes at the end of this ceremony, you will become full citizens of this community. You will have all the rights it offers, but you too will have all the responsibilities to make it work as a collectivity. So by way of introducing Georgetown to you, let me introduce you to yourselves. 12 of you have already completed 2 years of Georgetown because you're joining us for your junior year abroad from Georgetown's campus in Doha, Qatar. Welcome to the other Georgetown campus. 210 of you are transferring into Georgetown from other schools. You will not regret that decision. 1,600, the class of 2021, are enrolling in college for the first time. You are the winners from an applicant pool of nearly 22,000 people, the largest number ever to apply to Georgetown. Congratulations. "46% of the class of 2021 are men. 54% are women. You hail from 48 United States. You come from 46 other countries. The largest numbers of you are joining us from China, the United Kingdom, South Korea, France, Brazil, Spain, Canada, India, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Peru. At Georgetown, students from outside the United States are welcome into our community. You identify with 18 different religions, and so you should know that you've come to a community that not only respects but values each and every form of your individual faith experience. In fact, we need those 18 different religions to make interfaith dialogue real. This year, you will receive a total of $27.2 million in Georgetown scholarship assistance, and we welcome you here. You are all winners in many ways. 125 of you were either a class president or a student government president, and people probably told you that you might go on to be president of the United States one day. Well, at Georgetown, things like that really do happen. So, in short, you are all achievers. In that, you are all alike. But each of you is different from all the rest. You've had different life experiences that shape your views, politically, religiously, culturally, socially. At Georgetown, we relish those differences. Opposing viewpoints are the basic engine of advancing knowledge in universities. Encountering situations that challenge your own beliefs is key to your own formation. So here we seek understanding opposing viewpoints. Here we listen as well as talk. Here we all seek to be comfortable about being uncomfortable, encountering the unknown. As Father Howard Gray has recently written, the soul of dialogue is mutuality, seeking the truth together. For our own personal growth, each of us needs to seek out interactions with those completely different from ourselves. And at Georgetown, we call that community in diversity. You are called here today and for the years ahead to become heirs of generations of accomplished alumni that include kings and prime ministers and presidents and actors and CEOs and so on. To help you in that preparation for that calling, we've invited representatives of our Georgetown community, a student, and a member of our faculty to offer you words of guidance. I urge you to listen carefully. They are both Georgetown success stories. The Thomas P. McTighe Prize, awarded to the students selected to address the opening convocation, is named for Professor Thomas McTighe, who for over 40 years was a distinguished teacher of philosophy at Georgetown. It's my privilege today to present this year's McTie speaker, Tomás Álvarez Balón of Madrid, Spain, who is a senior in the Walsh School of Foreign Service, majoring in science and technology and international affairs. At Georgetown, he's been the Chief Executive Officer of the Georgetown Global Consulting. Since November 2016, he was a Doyle Fellow in the Engaging Difference Program for 2016-2017, researching refugee resettlement and de-radicalization. He's also served as Executive Director of the Caravel, Georgetown's weekly undergraduate journal covering international affairs, and as the Director of Engagement for TEDx Georgetown. He transformed that conference's traditional format. He was recently named by Penguin Random House as one of the 7 most influential leaders under 25 in Spain. In the spring, he will be co-leading an alternative spring break trip to the US-Mexico border. Tomás. Thank you so much, Professor Michael. Well, we come to the heart of today's ceremony now, the presentation, robing, and pledge of the new students. I invite Dr. John J. DeGioia, 48th President of Georgetown University, to join me at this podium for the presentation of the new students. The deans of the undergraduate schools will present their students to the president in reverse order of the school's establishment at Georgetown. When your dean presents your school, please rise and remain standing through the honor pledge, robing, and the singing of the alma mater. There'll be a moment in this ceremony when President DeGioia will invite our guests to join him and the faculty in applauding the new students. If you could, please hold your applause until then. I now ask Dean Paul Almeida, Dean Joel Hellman, Dean Patricia Clunan, and Dean Christopher Chalenza to present their students.
Will the new students of the McDonough School of Business please rise? President DeGioia, as Dean of the McDonough School of Business, I have the distinct pleasure to present to you the newest members of the McDonough School of Business.
Will the new students of the Edmund A. Walsh School of Foreign Service please rise? President DeGioia, as Dean of the School of Foreign Service, I have the distinct pleasure to present to you the newest members of the Edmund A. Walsh School of Foreign Service.
Will the new students of the School of Nursing and Health Studies please rise? President DeGioia, as Dean of the School of Nursing and Health Studies, I have the distinct pleasure to present to you the newest members of the School of Nursing and Health Studies.
Will the new students of Georgetown College please rise? President DeGioia, as Dean of Georgetown College, I have the distinct pleasure to present to you the newest members of Georgetown College.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to welcome you to Georgetown University. Universities are places of truth. As members of a university community, we commit ourselves to be truthful in all that we say and in all that we write. At Georgetown University, we ask that incoming students express their acceptance of this commitment to truth with a pledge. The Honor Pledge will be led by student members of the Honor Council.
Greetings and welcome. Choosing to attend Georgetown entails joining a distinctive community centered on the values of honor, commitment, community, and academic integrity. These ideals, highlighted in the Honor Pledge, form an essential part of a Georgetown education. You will find the words to the Honor Pledge on the last page of your program. Please repeat each phrase of the Honor Pledge after us.
In the pursuit of the high ideals and rigorous standards of academic life,
I commit myself to respect and uphold the Georgetown University honor system. To be honest in any academic endeavor.
And to conduct myself honorably. As a responsible member of the Georgetown community. As we live and work together.
Now that you have taken the Honor Pledge, I invite you to become partners with us in the ancient and honorable community of scholars. The faculty you see behind me wear the splendid and various robes that mark them as doctors of philosophy, the university's senior scholars. The robe you carry over your arm is the bachelor's gown. When you don that gown, you become part of our intellectual community, and you signify your commitment to pursue its highest ideals, the disinterested pursuit for truth and the service of the nation and the world. As you put on these robes, I invite all of those in the audience to join the choir in singing the anthem, Simple Gifts, the words of which appear in your program. Ladies and gentlemen of Georgetown, you may don your gowns. Faculty, parents, families, friends, staff, and alumni, please join me in welcoming the newest members of our community.
Please be seated. It is now my distinct honor and privilege to invite President DeGioia to address you, the newest members of our community.
Welcome. There is no day quite like this day, and we are excited and honored to be here with you as you take your first steps on our hilltop. Your parents and caregivers have helped to bring you to this special moment, launched you into this community where now you all belong. I wish to thank our parents, grandparents, families, caregivers, those of you here today and in your home communities. We are humbled by the trust that you have placed in us, and we are grateful. Now today, we welcome you, our students, the newest members of our community, and invite you to enter into our way of life, a way of being in the world that has, since our founding more than 2 centuries ago, provided an intellectual, moral, and spiritual foundation for our common life together. Our way of life provides for us a feeling of connectedness, a sense of reassurance. This is where you are supposed to be, right here, right now, at this moment in your lives, here in this very special community. For His Holiness Pope Francis, a community has the promise of providing a place that, quote, increases our sense of belonging, of rootedness,
of feeling at home within a place which includes us and brings us together. Close quote. Each of you belong here. This is your community, and each of us and all of us has a responsibility to help sustain and strengthen this community. We hope that our way of life will become a source of consolation for you, that by virtue of your participation in this community, you will be enabled to explore at ever deeper levels your beliefs and values, that you will have the opportunity to develop a set of practices, habits, virtues, and commitments that animate your work of formation. There is a joy that is present in this place, in this moment, in this community. A joy in the work of discovery, of grasping new insights into ourselves and our world. A joy in living our lives here together as a community. The friendships, the interactions, the conversations. The joy that comes with becoming our most authentic selves. This is a place where you will be exposed to ideas and methods, disciplines for discovering and constructing our best accounts of our world. This is a place filled with people who share a commitment to you, to bringing out the very best in you. The women and men of our faculty who have devoted their lives to this work of inquiry, and are here to share the excitement of what they are learning with all of you. We hope to instill in you the courage and confidence to pursue those paths that enable the most authentic aspects of yourself, that enable you to make the impact that you are meant to make in our world. There is an urgency to the contributions that you can make, challenges that we must engage. This is a period of extraordinary dislocation in our world. The number of refugees and displaced people now exceeds 65 million people, children, women, and men who have left their homes in search of safety and security. This is the highest number in history. That same number, 65 million children around our world, do not have access to education. The amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is higher than at any point in human history. Here in the U.S., 1 in 3 families are living paycheck to paycheck, unable to make a mortgage or rental payment beyond 1 month. In the D.C. metropolitan area, nearly 700,000 people are at risk of going hungry. And in recent weeks, with the events that took place in Charlottesville, we have been reminded of just how much work remains if we are to realize the full promise of the American project and of the responsibility we all share in rejecting hatred, violence, and racism in all of its forms. Just over 5 decades ago, our nation passed some of the most important legislation in our country's history. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act. Later this academic year, we'll celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act. And yet never has it been more urgent for us as a community and as a nation to contribute in ever more meaningful ways to the pursuit of justice. Never has it been more important for us to embrace a civic commitment to the common good. Never have we had greater ability and opportunity to respond to the demands of our time in a way that helps us to realize the full promise of all of our people. As a global family, we have some work to do, to imagine anew how we can better care for one another, how we can build our societies so that they are more inclusive, how together we can better address the challenges that confront us. This is the work of universities. This is our work as a university committed to the pursuit of truth, to following the truth wherever it may lead us. This is our work as a university with our heritage and with the challenge given to us by Father Pedro Urupe, the former Superior General of the Jesuits, to quote, "To above all make sure that in the future the education imparted in Jesuit schools will be equal to the demands of justice in the world." Close quote. This is an exciting time, and there is no moment like this one in your lives. You're taking the next steps on the most extraordinary journey together, surrounded by some of the most wonderful people in the world, connected now to one another forever by virtue of your membership in this community. We are honored to share this moment with you, and we are filled with hope. Hopeful for the discoveries you will make, the experiences that you'll share, the dreams and passion that you bring. Hopeful most of all for your promise and for the kind of people that you will become and for the kind of people that we will become together here on this hilltop. Welcome to Georgetown. Okay.
Thank you, President DeGioia. I now invite Imam Yahya Hindi, Muslim Chaplaincy Director, to come to the podium to offer the benediction. Please stand.
Do not be surprised. Yes, I am a Muslim, about to start my prayer in Hebrew and Arabic in a Catholic university. Because here at Georgetown we believe that yes, we can. In Hebrew, Baruch Hashem Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. In Arabic, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In English, blessed is the name of God, the Lord of the universe, Almighty One. It is you, God, who taught us that with knowledge, nations can excel and can unite around common good for all. That when individuals open their minds to more ideas, they will make peace in the world. God, strengthen our faculty with your transcendent knowledge as they help in the shaping of another generation of people for others. Almighty One, guide our students to use this knowledge to bring about a world in which we live with each other peacefully and respectfully. We trust you, God, that you may give our incoming students the wisdom to know their role in building peace around the globe and standing up against racism and for compassion and justice everywhere. Make this a year of success and prosperity. Make this a year of learning and academic accomplishments. Make this just another station on the road to your kingdom of peace on earth. Almighty God, our Creator, receive our thanks and hear our prayers. To you is the dominion forever and ever. Let us all with one united voice say, Amen.
According to the first year and transfer orientation schedules, after lunch, all students will assemble by 3 p.m. with the deans and the staff of their school to begin the work of the academic year. When you entered McDonough this morning, the school banners that you see around me and the banner of the students of Georgetown were carried by members of the new student orientation staff. Now, as you see, the NSO staffers are handing those banners to members of your own class who have been selected to represent you. In giving these emblems into your hands, we also entrust to you, our newest sons and daughters, Georgetown itself, its present and its future. We urge you to treat that responsibility with care so that you may live all of your days in the joy and pride of this moment. And may Georgetown live forever.